bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here! Nice fucking model!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Frankenstein's podcast, where it's all about the monster. We are a creature feature podcast about monsters and why we love them. I'm one of your hosts, Joe Praska, and with me, when I say his name 3 times, is Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Hey, that's cool. I never heard Beetlejuice.
Yeah, you like that one? I'll be honest,
guys.
I planned that like weeks ago, so it's been in my head for a while. It was not spontaneous.
I can't believe in all my years I've never heard Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, yeah.
That's nice.
I went back and forth between Beetlejuice or just Khalid Juice. I settled on Khalid.
Beetlejuice is definitely the move there. If you just said Khalid Juice, we'd be having a different conversation.
I kind of worked that through my head, so I went with it. But yeah, my gut on that
fair.
one. Yeah, how's it going, Khalid?
Oh, it's going good, man. Spooky season, Hallows Eve upon us and whatnot. Yeah, I'm doing good. Riding the high from Kai Jubilee. What an amazing event that was. How about you?
Same. I love spooky season. Time to watch spooky movies and stuff. I feel like October's never long enough. I want to watch more. So I just do.
Yeah, you don't have to limit yourself to these 31 nights.
Special, Khalid.
Fair.
Yeah. I'm really excited. We did finally wrap up that Kai Jubilee series. It was a great series, but it's kind of exciting to get back to the normal podcast flow,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we got a good one for you, and I think it's an apt one for the spooky kind of Halloween season. And we have a really wonderful guest, Khalid. I'm gonna bring in our guest. It's Rashawn Scott, who is an actor, singer, and comedian from the Pacific Northwest. You may have seen her on stage at the Second City in Chicago or on the hit HBO show Southside. Possibly cutting up on stage singing soul music, or perhaps catching her nerdy side playing tabletop role-playing games on Dropout TV's Dimension 20 Burrow's End. Welcome to the podcast.
What's up?
Welcome, Rashawn.
Hey, what's going on?
Thanks for coming. This is awesome.
I'm glad to be here. I could be anywhere in the world right now.
And I'm just to be here. We are honored. How are you doing?
I'm good. It is becoming this colder fall autumnal time, and I like it. I like a cozy inside.
Mm-hmm.
I like a stew on the stove. I like layers. I like thick socks. This is my time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. It's the best.
It was so windy the other night. I loved it.
You like the wind?
It's just like a cold, windy night. Like it's not very LA.
Do you keep your window just a little cracked so you get a little
for the cat? Yeah, the cat is always just chilling window side. I mean, we adopted him from the street, so it's like his relatives. So we like to try and let him have as much.
This cat had no one else in his community at all. Exactly. Only the wind.
I feel like it's an aspirational thing for the outside cats too. It's like one of us made it.
He got his cat ass together.
Exactly.
Lives in the house.
Exactly. Something to strive for.
What's cold for you guys down there? What's cold yesterday?
Like 50.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's cool. We got to 50 here today.
63 degrees right now, and it's like burr.
That's nice. It's like I think I'm in Twin Cities, and it's 50 right now. It's gonna get to 40s tomorrow.
Yeah, 50 is about as low as it gets, but in the mornings, man.
Ooh. Might snow tomorrow for us.
Not here. He's in Minnesota. So
I would just terrible. I can't imagine if it snowed in LA. Lordy.
I mean,
they wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
We're just breaking up into factions at that point. We're already so close to Mad Max style wars. I think that unexpected snowfall might just be what sets us off.
Like winter Mad Max instead of desert Mad Max.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll be mad that our desert apocalypse got replaced by a winter apocalypse.
I mean, it's
We're
worse.
Still fighting over water because no one realizes that the ice can melt. Just foolishness.
Yeah.
Well, that's what defunding education gets you.
There you go. Rashawn, I've got 2 guest questions we ask all new guests on the podcast, and I will begin those now. Since we are a creature feature podcast, I always like to ask in like any like corner of pop culture, it could be like movies, shows, books, games, even whatever it is. What do you consider like your favorite monster or creature? And if it isn't the same, what has been like the scariest to you in your like movie watching, game consuming, book reading life?
I will say, do you know the beetles in the Dark Crystal? They're like these beetle warrior things.
Yeah.
They're like huge. I believe like the actors were like put on cranes to hold up the suits because they were so big.
Oh, wow.
But they like scuttled around in a really interesting, like big insect way that really left an imprint on me as a kid of like, wow, that is scary. And there was the chittering sound and like realizing that those were people inside of it and it wasn't just a big puppet. Like the human body could scuttle in that way. And I mean, I don't know if you've also seen in The Wiz, you know, when they're in the subway and the little the merchant, his table becomes big and the creature starts like getting bigger and bigger and chasing them down. That freaked me out quite a lot.
Those are both like low-key like horrifying movies that are like for kids, kind of.
I've never seen either.
They're both great.
Oh, The Dark Crystal. I mean, you're going to see a lot of what I presume is a lot of Tim Burton's inspiration of like the Jim Henson of it all, of like practical backgrounds, like the environment is everything's moving, everything has life. There's texture to everything. It's not, you know, like a flat, nothing flat is going on in The Dark Crystal, and it's got deep lore in it too.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We got to do that on the pod sometime soon.
I want to do that and The Wiz. For some reason, I've never considered The Wiz for the podcast, but that'd be perfect.
Fantastical.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Next question for you is, what do you consider yourself to be like the most geeky about? Like, what's on your geek card?
What's on my geek card? I could talk at length about it's mostly whatever's my like hyperfixation at the time. Right now I could talk to you a lot about Tears of the Kingdom because I'm playing Zelda right now and redoing it and being like, this is the order at which I'm going to do things to be even more powerful than the last time. I was really into RuPaul's Drag Race. There was a time in like 2013 to about 2017 where we were making fantasy football card essentially of like which queens are going to win. We could study the tape and be like, I know who's going to be eliminated by how the package is delivered. Before the first commercial break, I could tell you who's going home. Or like if a queen took her wig off during a lip sync, you knew, automatic deduction of points. Crying on the runway, bringing up, just like obsessed with reality TV at the time. That was a big part of who I was between 2013 and 2017.
Love it. Well, great answers. Thank you very much for taking the time for that. I also did want to mention for having you on the podcast. Khalid mentioned you as a potential guest, and I was actually really excited because I have been for a while. I was a fan of the Mystery County Monsters Hunters Club podcast.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, so you're a cryptid. You like, obviously.
Yeah.
Like cryptids.
I do. I like all kinds of monsters, but I'm like I was really digging like actual play stuff. I was like, my wife and I really got into the sitcom D&D show, and someone from, I think, your show guested on there. And so I found the Mystery County Monster Hunters Club podcast, listened to that for a while, and it was just a blast. So when you mentioned your name, I was like, I do know this person.
Oh my gosh. So you've heard all, Shamanda Felt is my character on
yes.
Mystery County Monster Hunters Club. And Shamanda is like me living out everything I wanted to behave and like impulse
Oh my
as a
gosh.
teenager, because I was so like very aware of what I was doing all the time and felt, anxious about stuff. But Shamanda is just like, let's see what happens.
So much fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so it sounds like you do, like, according to your bio, you play like lots of tabletop role playing games too, right?
Oh yeah, D&D is something that I fell into. I think this was maybe my second to last year in Chicago. I had mentioned offhandedly to Alan Linick from Mystery County Monster Hunters Club, plays CEJ, that I was interested. I was like, oh, D&D sounds fun. I only did like improv and theater in high school, so no one I knew was playing any tabletop things. And the nerdiest thing that was like available to us, I knew some kids who were reading Redwall, and I was like, that's a bit much. I'll read Harry Potter. And so I offhandedly mentioned it to Alan, and then the next day he brought in the player's handbook and was like, let's make a character. And my first character, oh my gosh, I think it was I don't even remember. I think I was some sort of rogue. Can't even remember the name. One of my later characters was like Yelp 5 stars, which I thought was clever at the time. But then I fell into this campaign that lasted 2-3 years, and then I moved to LA and I joined another campaign. And then during the pandemic is when someone told me about Critical Role and Dimension 20, and then I had fallen into the rabbit hole of that, and realizing like a lot of this it's improv with dice. And as a former theater kid, you're like, okay, this is story plus improv plus dice, so I'm able to use like literally all of my skills and playing this game, and it's like, oh wow. And this only came to me in the last 10 years.
Huh. Wow. Well, yeah, sounds great. I mean, like I'm playing D&D with some friends. I'm doing a couple other like Gloomhaven is another one I play, but there's like, I realize like improv was never my thing, but like, I'm like, I gotta figure some of this out. Cause like I like stutter in the moment, but I'm like, I'm getting better. It's super fun though. And it's fun to like flex that muscle that I don't have.
And it's nice that things can be planned and then things can just like happen to you. I'm not in my personal game, there are other members of the party who are like, I wrote 7-8 pages of backstory. I don't know exactly who I am, but for me, I like not knowing, and that spontaneity allows me to like make real decisions, like acting in the moment, like what would this person do, so I don't have to put too much thought into it. I can submerge myself in the fantasy, and kind of the escapism is what really draws me in. It's what drew me into performance, period, of like, oh, I can take a little time to just be someone else right now and explore how they make decisions.
That's it. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. When I was doing our first D&D campaign, one of the things that I struggled with was like taking notes, and so like I end up just kind of like doing stuff on the fly, like, or figuring out how to do that. And when I first time I did that, like I mispronounced like so many like NPC characters, like, or NPCs, just and the names, and so I made it part of my character that he's just like a forgetful oaf, and really worked in my favor a lot.
And then it flowed, and then you could still be in your head a little if that's what's needed, and still feel engaged in the game. I think at first I was so worried about like action economy and making sure I wasn't wasting any time, but you can ask those questions, those things that like, oh, this might be annoying for the rest of the party to hear, but it's vital information. It's how you dissect a problem.
Yeah It's fun. It's all fun. Khalid, you should do some.
You've been trying to convince me to do D&D for years now. I've sat in on a couple of games, and it's always looks so fun. I think that I'm getting closer. You might, next time I come to town, let's talk about it.
Do a one shot or something. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I didn't know that was even possible.
It is.
Very possible. We did one. My DM got married this last year, and for his bachelor party, we did a one shot that was basically a heist. About his life, and us trying to like reading our old characters and his old boss and coworkers and stuff. It was really, really fun.
Oh, that's a great idea for a bachelor party.
And we robbed the bank. It was awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah. Every good bachelor party should end with a bank robbery.
Absolutely. Khalid, why don't you tell the listeners what we're talking about today?
Joe, we are talking about the 1988 Tim Burton film Beetlejuice. I feel like most people probably guessed that if they somehow played the episode without seeing the title and only heard the Khalidal Juice reference from before. But yeah, we're talking about Beetlejuice. And I've got a synopsis from our homeboy Google. It goes a little something like this. After Barbara and Adam Maitland die in a car accident, they find themselves stuck haunting their country residence, unable to leave the house. When the unbearable Dietzes and teen daughter Lydia buy the home, the Maitlands attempt to scare them away without success. Their efforts attract Beetlejuice, a rambunctious spirit whose help quickly becomes dangerous for the Maitlands and innocent Lydia. And that's that.
What a monster.
They're creatures of the abstract that live off potential energy.
It's alive!
Dude, nice. Boom. Good synopsis, Khalid. Thank you very much.
Solid synopsis.
Yeah. Rashawn, since you're our guest, and I think you kind of brought this one to us, why don't you share just like your thoughts on Beetlejuice? Do you have like a history with it, or are you like newer to it, but like love it, hate it? What do you hopefully like it? But what do you think of this movie?
I enjoyed it. I hadn't seen it in so long, and now realizing like it came out in 1988, it's 35 years old, and so am I. So, this is what was hyped during the time. And I really enjoyed it because I always knew Michael Keaton as Batman, so it was just so cool to see him in a different light, and remembering like, oh, this movie's not even like super long, but it like gets to the point right away. And I was noticing things that I really hadn't noticed since I watched it as a child. And I'm really impressed by all of like the practical things, like the transformation of monster faces and like items and the details. I was just noticing things in the background that I hadn't seen before. It was cool.
How about you, Khalid?
So up until about 2 months ago, I had never seen Beetlejuice. It was just a cultural blind spot for me. And then I saw it 4 times, like once with my girlfriend and then a couple other times just kind of to check it out again, refresh myself. And it's good. It's a good movie. I'm very impressed by this is Burton's first movie, if I'm not mistaken, or at least like his first like big like feature. So like first time out the gate, like he really just like did something. He cooked. Like he really earned like what was a solid streak of movies in the 90s with this being his first outing. I mean, and that's like not to say anything about the amazing cast. Like just starting off with Keaton. Wow, what a role. He's not my Batman. I guess I don't know which Batman I would have.
Who's your Batman?
I'm basic. It's probably Christian Bale. Like that's like when I like up until then it was probably Kevin Conroy.
I was thinking, Conroy.
Cause like I was animated series Batman and like the movies were around, but like it felt a little too theater. And so I didn't really like connect to it until we got Christian Bale Batman, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the mountains to learn karate. I was like, see, finally somebody that's like putting in the sweat equity, But
have you seen Jack Frost?
Are you talking about Schwarzenegger?
No, I'm talking about Michael Keaton in the movie Jack Frost.
Oh, you're talking about the
snowman.
You're talking about the. I thought you were talking about okay, sorry, I
Frost
conflated
Nixon?
a few things.
Oh.
I think it was Dr. Freeze. Schwarzenegger playing Dr. Freeze in one of the Batmans. I got turned around. I have seen Jack Frost. The concept is horrifying. If I remember correctly, it's a little boy who like has to like deal with like the trauma of his dad dying twice, which is wild. Because like he turns into a snowman and the whole movie is him like freaking out about it melting.
We could do that movie on the pod sometime too.
Yes, let's do it. We should probably get a therapist on for that one. I clearly have some things to work out. Anyways, I'll wrap up my thoughts by saying that this is a really fun movie. We'll get into all the design and stuff like that, but like just so fun to look at. I love that it's like kind of that It comes from that era of movies where it's like this feels like a collection of sketches that like got Frankenstein into a movie and it worked well. And yeah, like the fact that the titular character doesn't come up until halfway through, like it's that kind of like irreverence that just it makes a movie really enjoyable for me, because like it's like they had so much going for it before the titular character came up. So that's my first take at it. What about you, Joe? What'd you think?
Really liked it. I had seen this as a kid several times, so this was my first time rewatching it like in a long time. Love the kind of like flipping of the script, like haunted house vibe of like the protagonists or the ghosts attempting to haunt the house. Like that's really fun. Like the concepts are really cool. I like that Alec Baldwin is kind of like the least Alec Baldwin-y he's been. Like he's pretty good there. This, as you guys mentioned, like it's short and very lean, and I think like getting to the point and just doing all it needs to do, like it just everything just flows so well and works so well together. It's funny, it's clever, it's like irreverent, and all of those things. And I really enjoyed like the performances, and like Michael Keaton, top notch. And even though he's only on screen for like what's like within the teens of minutes, like he has not a whole lot of screen time, but he like uses every ounce of it for something great and fun and interesting and funny. And that's just really cool to see. It's like a great setting the stage for Burton's career, like you said, Khalid. Like I think that Pee-wee's Big Adventure might have been his first big movie, but like this was kind of really what drove him to stardom for sure. Got him Batman and all that, but like it's a strong start in a sense to a.
So this is like his first like original movie.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's gotta be. But yeah, I really love that. I do though have this really like strong like emotional like, I don't know, connection is the right word to this movie, where like, so I've talked at length on the pod before about how I have watched lots of scary and horror movies at a young age when I probably shouldn't have, like at like 7 or 8, like I was watching like a lot of those alien movies, maybe, and all sorts of crazy Pumpkinhead, all sorts of crazy stuff. But I watched this young, and this one like had some like emotional stuff that really like stuck with me. Like the scene where like Winona Ryder's character wants to die also to be with the Maitlands, right? Like there was this like weird sense of like interpersonal, like I feel more connected to this like these dead almost surrogate parents of mine, and they are dead, so there's this barrier to them. And I remember that just really like fucking my shit up as a kid, and I don't know I don't know why, but that like got to me harder than like any sort of like chest burster scene could have when I was young.
And that's why Lydia fell for Beetlejuice in the first place.
Yeah.
It was like she literally says he says I want to get out, and she says I'm trying to get in.
Yeah.
And the way that because Beetlejuice was the apprentice of that like off government afterlife worker, and the person said oh, I'm so sorry, falling over my words.
That's okay.
In the dinner scene, the designer guy offhandedly says, oh, people who commit suicide end up as government workers in the afterlife.
Dark joke and also horrifying world building.
So Beetlejuice had done something. He died. He killed himself because he was working on behalf of the afterlife government.
Yeah.
So him trying to like get back into reality by marrying a human person, or was she going to die if she had fully married Beetlejuice?
I think she becomes like his corpse bride, right?
Really?
Was it that he becomes human?
I don't know I don't know. He's freed from whatever he is, so maybe, yeah. Yeah.
But Lydia would get to death in a not positive way.
Exactly.
Not like naturally or, some sort of freak accident. The beginning of this movie, though, starts in such a charming way that I forgot that these people died by, their car crashing into off of the bridge, and that nosy neighbor who wants to sell their house.
Oh my God.
And is like, you don't have any kids, so there's no reason why you guys should have this beautiful space.
Yeah, weren't they like only like there for like a year at that point or something?
Yes. They were on their honeymoon. They were like, we are having so much fun with our staycation, but that lady Judy keeps coming over here reminding us that we can't have kids.
Honestly, I've seen the movie a few times, and I'm willing to say that like she shouldn't be ruled out as a suspect in their death. I'm just saying. I don't know if she messed with the car, put the dog there.
Whose
How
dog
much
was it?
that house worth?
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like she was really aggressive.
And she was the realtor when they drove away from the house. It was her name when it got sold. It was like, oh, you're the realtor, not just a nosy neighbor. That's horrible business practices.
Yeah, both realtor and nosy neighbor. Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about the town. Like, that's an interesting town. I feel like they don't really touch on it much, which like makes sense because the whole movie is about the house and like how special it is to the Maitlands. But like, what little we see of the house and everything like that, it's a very interesting story. And it's like, I don't know. I find it so odd that like this like New York yuppies would like move there
but then got so excited that they were like, we can buy the whole town.
Which like that was that not the plan to begin with?
No, they bought the house to like get out of New York and be different. They're like the people who during COVID were like, I'm just gonna wait this out in the country.
Yeah.
They just had money and moved to Connecticut and were like, this is awful.
If this happened in modern day, like the dad would like start a podcast and have all of his friends move out there.
Freaking Rooney. That's all I can think. It's like, oh, this dad is the principal when he moved away.
Oh,
started a whole new family. What a dick.
He's the evil principal for me. Yo. Okay, so wait, what did you guys think of like Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin? Like they really are like quarterbacking this movie in a way that little kid me did not realize.
They're great.
It was giving a little Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was giving very Janet.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the very innocent, but then realizing they have to be spooky and scary. Like their lovely forever after is obviously interrupted in their like afterlife. How are they going to be wholesome ghosts?
I like the idea that like ghosts hate people that move into their house enough that there's an entire like bureaucratic wing of the afterlife dedicated to like helping you. Like, yeah, no, there's protocol for all of this. You don't like them, they're yuppies, whatever. Yeah, well, we can get them out. And then on top of that, there's like a free market version and it's a reverse exorcist, which is a cool concept, actually. Like, I'd watch a movie about a reverse exorcist. That sounds funny too, but which I guess we did do, but like more specifically about a reverse exorcist, I guess, because Beetlejuice is kind of sidelined in his own movie.
Yeah. I mean,
which is why he's so pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to your point, this movie's kind of filled with good ideas. Like there's a lot of really cool, like unique, fresh ideas that are just like brimming in this.
Yeah. And like in a pre-ADD world, like it's actually like kind of like fun in a wacky way that it jumps from place to place. It doesn't just feel like overstimulation for overstimulation's sake.
Right.
Everything in the frame is there for a reason, and they want us to like take the time to look at it. I thought the pacing was nice. It would like like an old school like 90-minute film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got in. They didn't waste any time. There's no fluff in this movie.
No, I mean you find out that Maitland's like core problem, like they love their house, can't have kids, then they die. Like that's like 10 minutes right there, if that. And then even them realizing that they're in the afterlife is a pretty like fun, quick, zippy sequence. And then like I think like after that the Dietzes show up and like boom, we're off to the races.
Yeah, they said they've been dead for 3 months. That's how fast Judy sold their damn house.
I mean, you got to give it to Judy though. You know what I mean? Like
she closed on a house in 3 months.
She's a worker. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get that house flipped if Judy's on it.
How long weren't they like when they went to like the afterlife like bureaucracy, like the afterlife DMV or whatever? Like how long they were there for? Like it seemed like a couple minutes, but they were there for like months, right? How long did that end up being?
3 months.
That was the 3 months time.
Yeah, that's
right?
the 3 months.
Oh,
gap,
okay, that was it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because the first time he runs out of the house and it's like a 2-hour blip.
Oh yeah. That was funny.
Yeah.
The sandworm like nebula.
Yeah, and I mean all I don't know, like I like now that I'm like in a post like learning about screenwriting life, like I see the rationale and reasoning for things more. But even so, like that's just such a nice, neat excuse to keep them in the house. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, if they leave, they end up in a nebulous thing that like it will eat them, and they just have to stay in these walls. And it's like, well, that's a nice, neat way to keep the story confined, and I don't mind it. Like I see what it is. I see it for what it is, and I don't mind. And that's like, I think that's a testament to good writing.
Yeah, it's all very fairy tale-esque too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I like that. And I think to your point about the town being fascinating, like, and also the replica of the town, like all of that like feeds into the fairy tale element of it too, where it just feels not quite real in a sense.
I love models. Whenever a model is incorporated into a movie, like that's my jam. It's always so nice.
Yeah.
The moment when Beetlejuice was reaching through he was in the model, but reaching through the ground, trying to like reach out. It was fun because I noticed that the ground was the foam, the egg packaging foam thing that you put in a soundproof room. I was like, oh, they just spray painted it and it looks like texture of the ground. Oh, this is so cool.
You know that in that sequence that when he reaches through it too, like the puppeteers are in the background, like wearing all black, like moving the like
Kabuki.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, you can't really see them, but they're all like right there too.
That's awesome. I didn't notice them. And I love like when he's like grabbing the fly.
Yeah. That's
through, like giving him like a Zarg note or whatever. It's just like yanking him through. It's just such great physical comedy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's a lot of good. Did you guys hear? I was trying to like look up some like trivia pieces about this movie just to kind of learn a little more. But Tim Burton originally wanted Sammy Davis Jr. for Beetlejuice.
Oh,
would have been a different movie.
Have we seen Sammy Davis Jr. in
sequence?
Is he an actor?
Sammy Davis Jr. He was in the Rat Pack.
Yeah, I thought he was a musician.
I mean, also an actor.
Yeah, he's a singer.
Yeah,
but he was also
multi-talented.
He's a gunslinger. He was in all the Western movies. Yeah. Like he was a stand-in if they needed someone to do trick shooting and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
He had a different name when he was a slick six-shooter actor.
Cool.
Well, now I gotta go watch some Sammy Davis Jr. movies. I literally just thought he was a musician, and that's it.
Yeah, figure if he'd done a Monster Movie Weekly, so maybe we could do him. Also, I was reading that the original script was actually like significantly darker and much more like gruesome, and I think was meant to be more like R-rated. Like I think it says, according to this site I found, the character of Beetlejuice was originally thought of as a winged demon who takes the form of a short Middle Eastern man. So that would have been different. Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just gonna throw Middle Eastern in there.
Yep. They throw that in there. Yeah.
I don't think that one's going to Broadway.
No, not maybe not.
Wow.
Goodness.
But
Timmy, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he wrote the script, did he?
Let's see.
No, Michael McDowell. Oh, this guy's a weird guy too. Michael McDowell. He was personally and professionally fixated on death and dying. He received a doctorate in English literature, and his PhD dissertation was titled American Attitudes Towards Death. He also had a collection of post-mortem relics, such as human hair art and memento mori jewelry.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, so that's probably, So there's a whole bunch more about that, but that's just a summary of that. But yeah, sounds like a guy.
Sounds like a guy.
I love how you like bring Tim Burton in to like lighten the mood. You know?
Get the Pee-wee guy.
It's true though, and I mean, like you see so much of like that Tim Burton aesthetic, like just shining through here too. Of like, what he's done for the culture, whether like you're like for it or not, is like undeniable. It's just like it's so impactful. Like it's like up there with like 90s gang culture, basically like being like a fashion like catalyst for so much of like what people wear now. You know what I mean? Like it's those like unexpected places that like culture really like gravitates towards. Like I'm just looking at these stills of like Beetlejuice in like the black and white striped suit, and it's like that's just like iconoclastic type stuff that like you only wish for as an artist, that like you can make something that's like everybody agrees like yes, that's a vibe.
Yeah Definitely an inspiration to generations to come, and kind of like set the tone for like Hot Topic and everything.
Literally, yeah. Hot Topic should be paying him crazy residuals.
Yes. Yeah, what you know, what another thing I enjoyed was just like the architecture of the house and how in a classic scary movie, the way it was designed with these hardwood floors and kind of this old crown molding and all this that would be a classic like spooky scary house. But it became all modern and different and New York, and that was like supposed to be in fashion, but actually it fit the aesthetic of this Beetlejuice sort of universe that got spilled out when the sculptures became monsters instead of art and trapped them and just that wouldn't have happened with a grandfather clock. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, honest question for you guys: would you stay in the house as the Maitlands had it, or when the Dietzes take over? Which house did you prefer?
The Maitlands.
Oh, Maitland's for sure. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
It's more homey.
No art
Yeah.
aficionados on this pod, I see.
I mean, it's a different kind of art, Khalid.
Yeah, no, that's not homey or warm or inviting at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not any of those things, and yet I'd still pick it. What does that say about me?
Wait, you picked the Dietz?
Yeah, are you kidding me? That looks so fun. I mean, I'll be
cold.
honest. You know, I have just like an affinity for anything Catherine O'Hara. So
fair. Yeah, fair.
Honestly, like I would, and that goes for most of her characters. Like I would be friends with Lydia Dietz or Delia Dietz. Sorry,
Moira Rose would absolutely live in this house. She'd be friends with these people for sure.
Oh yeah, she's also not going to be bothered by ghosts.
No.
And yeah, okay, so we got to talk about the iconic one scene if we're going to talk about iconography in this movie. The Deo scene, the musical. What did you guys think?
Well, there was calypso music playing in the very beginning. That's like the first time we see Alec Baldwin, and he's working on the little fixtures, and he's listening to a different Harry Belafonte song. He's listening to calypso music kind of throughout. So it was really funny to be like, oh, we have to put our own spin on what a haunting would be. Let's do a musical number. I really enjoyed it. It was like very iconic, and I love the actors' reactions of them realizing that they're being possessed, but then really getting into the moves and the flow. How it was choreographed was really fun, and the shrimp hands. I was only looking at the shrimp in the glass most of the time. Of like, is that something that looks like the most mutated monstrous shrimp? Do not eat that, guys. Please don't eat that. Oh, actually, it's it's possessed shrimp.
Yeah. Oh yeah, agreed. It was so much fun. Like that sequence, it's a blast. I don't know. I can't even add much to what you said, Rashawn. It's super fun.
It's a nice character touch too.
Exactly.
Making it that they're like huge Harry Belafonte fans, and like he's just sitting there playing at the beginning, like you said, is like it's good foreshadowing, but also it's just like it really speaks to like how honed in and specific these characters are. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that I've ever really seen like a couple like the Maitlands, and they feel like people I could have like met in earnest in Minneapolis in college.
Totally. And the fun thing about like this the dinner scene, but then the after effect of like they just realize that yes, it's totally haunted. They had proof, but like the reaction isn't necessarily like fear. It's like, okay, how could we like maybe monetize this?
Until that couple got thrown up through the ceiling.
Yeah.
And they were like, yes, we can make money.
Yeah, that was it.
It's a tourist attraction.
Yeah. That was there's just so many fun avenues they took, like all of these things. But yes, yeah, I agree. Did either of you guys see Beetlejuice, the new one?
Yes.
No.
So I have not, and I'm sure like there's good stuff about it. I've heard that one of the complaints that I've heard about the new one is it feels a little overstuffed compared to this one being like lean and direct, and like we were just talking about comparing gushing about the pacing, without getting into like too many spoilers. Khalid, like, was the sequel follow up? Were you happy with it, or do you feel like it should have just stayed at rest with the one?
I think it should have just stayed at rest. I mean, it's not that there couldn't be a good movie in there somewhere. It's just that like everything about Beetlejuice feels like a happy accident in a way that a decades later sequel never could live up to. It's all just like so. There's so much pressure put on a Beetlejuice, and then you go back and watch the original one, and you're just like, well, you couldn't possibly make this movie with pressure. Like, what would you pressure them to do? It's nonsensical. And so it just feels counter to like the spirit of the first one, in that like it was simultaneously like breezy and taking its time. And and I just did not feel that in the sequel. It felt very much like we paid to have Jenna Ortega in this, and it's got to look like it. And we've got all these actors, and we're bending over backwards to fit a million little callbacks in and stuff. And it's like, there are sequels that are good, even like Lego sequels are good, but I wouldn't call Beetlejuice a success.
Mm-hmm. That's too bad, but I can kind of see that. What made me think of it too, like when you guys were talking about like the Deo sequence, I don't love the trend in like trailers of like having like a slowed down version of like that song. I don't know why. I feel like that they're doing a lot.
The Leonard Cohenification.
of like that song. I was like, I didn't really need that. I didn't need that, but I don't know. Didn't bode well for me to begin, but I'll give it a chance. I'll watch it eventually.
And that's kind of how I felt about listening to the musical. Like the music really didn't catch me because I didn't feel like it fit the tone of what Beetlejuice was. Like the songs are really poppy, and this is so punk rock. This is so like alty. This is so like emo theater kid of like even Catherine's character saying, "Oh, you were miserable in New York, you'll be miserable out here in Connecticut." Like just so like the Daria of it all. You know what I mean? Like this, it's too saturated and sellable in what seems in this sequel and what I think the stage play gives.
Yeah, and it's like it's really macabre. Like it's funny, but like there are some really like dark sequences, like when they're in the afterlife, like references to some real life like massacres and like tragedies, like of the way like the background characters we see.
Wait, is the football team thing a reference?
Oh
my god, they really
that team that was in a helicopter or something and they crashed in the Andes. They were a soccer team though, right?
I think so. I mean they changed a little bit
because they were football, soccer.
Yeah.
That's a reference to those guys?
I think so. It's reference to real life. Like a bunch of the things were reference to real life things.
Wow.
Like beauty queens.
Yeah.
The woman who was sawed in half. So she was obviously some magician's assistant who went out the bad way.
Yep.
Well, you used a real saw? Like, it's just like, oh, it's magic.
Or that guy that was flattened. I would love to know how they did that. They had the guy who had hung himself like swinging through the building. It's like the most efficient way to get around. But the man was just it was just flattened. Of like he must have gotten run over by a car,
something or a steamroller.
Oh, awful way to go.
Yeah,
I also love that they do like the Bloody Mary Candyman thing, except that it's like, what if instead of like a monster that would like murder you in horrifying ways, it was just a really annoying guy.
Just the whole concept.
He's really funny. And some of these one-liners that he's got are just like non sequiturs when he's just rambling. He's giving like drunk uncle.
Yeah.
Just like asking you too much, wanting to marry a young woman. Just like, ew, what's wrong with Beetlejuice?
I mean, he bursts onto the scene like groping and like trying to kiss Gina Davis. Like Beetlejuice at the very least like never hides just like what his priorities are. Not that I'm giving him credit or anything, just saying like he's at least up front.
But it's a little like I don't know if either of you are watching Agatha All Along.
Haven't yet.
I haven't started that.
Heard it's good though.
It's very good. But the oh my god, Agatha Harkness is it's like I'm now like, oh, is she giving a little Beetlejuice as well? This kind of someone who bursts onto the scene, just chewing the scenery. Every scene, it's like even if she's not the main focus, you're like, what are you doing? Your eye is always on her, like the way Michael Keaton just like chews the scenery in every single him falling over is a whole study in clown and getting back up, like he can talk to anyone. He's got Riz for days.
Even with all that makeup, the crusties.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, now that you say that, I do realize like a lot of what I like about his performance is what I liked about Vincent D'Onofrio's in Men in Black.
Just the physicality of it.
The physicality, the voice, yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. The one thing I have too about like they actually had a planned sequel in the late 80s, like right after this, called Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
I heard about that.
That would have been a wild.
Does he go on vacation with the Bradys and steal a talisman and just ruin everything?
I hope so. It never happened, so I can hope that that's what it was.
I think it was supposed to be like what I'd heard about it was that it's like Burton wanted to do like a surfing movie, you know, like just like from the 60s and 70s, but like Beetlejuice is in it, so they were gonna like contrive a reason for Lydia to go to Hawaii, and then Beetlejuice ends up there.
Yeah, Goth Beach would be great.
Catching waves down at Goth Beach.
Yeah.
You know, there was a cartoon, if I am recalling correctly.
There was a cartoon, yes.
That makes sense. This is definitely
one of the like that 90s era Beetlejuice cartoon.
I mean, it would have to be the 90s.
89. No, 89.
89. Wow.
Yeah.
They were quick.
Dang. Right after.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I do remember that though. I remember like all those like spin-off cartoons from like late 80s movies, like the Ghostbusters and all, and those are great. Like I love those cartoons.
Like every movie got a show.
Got a spin-off show, yeah.
The Hercules show. I'm really into. Yes, you sing. Sing more. Excuse me.
Oh man.
Shall we monster it up?
Let's monster.
So
let's monster.
Yeah, you got right into that. I love it. We're gonna talk a little bit about the monster behind the scenes stuff. I always do like a big research on like what's going on behind the scenes. So that's kind of what we like to talk about. But this movie did win the 1989 Academy Award for Best Makeup.
Hell yeah.
Burton wanted this to be in a style similar to the B movies he grew up with as a child. So he kind of wanted the effects to look a little like purposely fake looking at times. So like when we see like you could see like the egg cartons like that, there was like intent behind it looking like that. But the VFX work overall includes things like stop motion, replacement animation, blue screen, prosthetic makeup, puppetry, mirror tricks, just so many different like little techniques. And this is pre like major CGI when they didn't really use that. Some of the strangest scenes are in that like kind of purgatory, like government office kind of thing. This was created by production designer Bo Welch, who created a lot of puppets for that. So a lot of the weird like kind of people that we see there are pretty much all like puppeteer animatronics.
Oh, the guy who like offers him a cigarette and he's fully singed.
Exactly. Yeah. All that's puppeteering. One of the things that another VFX designer, Robert Short was his name, said, and he says, quote, "Our main idea was to do everything live on set that we possibly could. It was magician's tricks, sleight of hand, and forced perspectives. What we wanted to do was stay away from the editing technology at the time, because if you did a composite, you degraded the image completely." So we see so much of the stuff. Like, I mean, some of the stuff it's impossible to like the sandworm stuff. I think you have to do like compositing with the stop motion, but so much of it like that we see is like in frame, in camera, and I think that's really cool to see.
I mean, it's just, and I get like especially with technology advancing and stuff like that, like sometimes VFX just makes sense for a lot of legitimate reasons. And I still just love when I can like tell something is being done practically in camera.
It's just a special thing. Nice. And like, again, nothing against like CGI, because I think there's like some great artistry that goes into it. We talked about that before, but they're just, especially in this era, there's just something that's just like, it's just special to see like how scrappy they were at making all this work.
And I love that because doing things practically or just live was really nice, and the fact that they did so many things so well that almost the very last thing we see is when Beetlejuice gets his head shrunk, and it looks so bad. It's just like That just looked really bad, but everybody's like costumes and makeup in the frame looks great, but they're like, okay, and then this is going to be our lamest one. It's
Everything about the waiting room, like just great gag. Like I already love the idea of like the afterlife being like the DMV, but like just that whole ending sequence is just like such a nice, great joke.
Oh yeah, the number on his card being like,
yeah, he's like switches the number with the guy.
The way he replaces the number, he just like tosses it, doesn't even try to put it in his hand. It's so. I was like, I hope that was one take. And like just all we're cracking up so much about just this exchange.
Yeah. Of all the people to mess with, the head shrinker, like
next to a guy whose head is shrunken.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Classic Beetlejuice.
He's like, I guess I'm next.
I also love this weird rule that he can't tell people his name, which I think is only like, it's literally just there for the charades with Lydia, right? Like,
it's so Rumpelstiltskin.
They work backwards in that scene. Yeah.
And it's just such a dumb, funny joke. It's like, Beetle drink? Beetle orange?
Oh man, that was great. I got some interesting stuff from one of the makeup artists who worked on Beetlejuice. Her name was V Neal, and she's actually just recently in Minnesota for a convention, which is kind of cool. But according to Michael Keaton, the Beetlejuice character was described to him by director Tim Burton as having lived in every time period, but also no time period. And so Keaton tried to use that as like the jumping point to create the character with the makeup artist. And so she was in charge of creating the look. And she said that Tim Burton wanted to have like a pastel color, and he compared everything to Necco wafers, which he wanted things to remind people of like these wax paper candies, basically. So there were many with that. They were attempting to create a distinct look for Beetlejuice, but they couldn't get something that quite fit in with those colors. And so essentially what she ended up doing is making the makeup pastel yellow, even though it seems white to us. The makeup was actually yellow, and they dyed the wig several different times until it finally came out like a dirty blonde at the roots, and then pale yellow with green tips. So basically his coloring, even though like we feel like it's all very white, is actually kind of this like dull pastel yellow to kind of fit in with all the kind of colors that were within the scenery. So they had to kind of consider that when filming, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Ooh, nerds and their color theory.
I love that stuff, right?
You could say he's white passing.
Oh, all right. That was good.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you. I'll see myself out.
Oh man.
Dang.
That was good, Khalid.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Also at the end of the movie, when they got unhaunted, they stopped the wedding and everything, the house just became what it was. Like all of the postmodern art stuff is gone, and all the hardwood molding,
right,
everything's just back to normal. And you're like, and for a second I'm like, where are her parents? How did you guys I wanted to know what the discussion was after all of that was over.
Yeah.
Or so you guys are not going to turn our house into a tourist attraction.
I can't see Delia agreeing to that, because like if she's not going to be like rich from exposing ghosts, what's in it for her?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah, what happened then after that? Like they just cohabitate with the ghosts.
All of a sudden she was just like a regular gal who goes to school. She waves goodbye to her friends, bikes home. The goth thing fully gone. She just has dark hair and is really into Calypso and having good grades.
And the ghosts live there too now. The football ghosts, for some reason.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh, they do.
But they co-parent too. It seems like they're not like the ghosts are also her parents.
Model is in the living room. Like the ghosts have moved into the living room.
Oh, that's right.
Do you think the football ghosts have any part in the co-parenting?
How'd they get there? How are they able to not be anywhere except for the plane where it crashed?
I mean, Juno clearly ditched them there. They were bugging the hell out of her. She's got a lot to do. I could totally see her leaving him with the Maitlands. That's just like the greatness of movies like that, though. It's like everybody's dancing, so you kind of just go, I guess the movie's over. Like it's not like today where there'd be like 15 message boards about like, well, what happened to this plot line? Like, no, they were dancing. They figured it out.
Dang.
Yeah.
Simpler times.
It was great. It's good times. Do we have any final thoughts before we move on to the end here?
I will watch this again before October is over. I know that tomorrow is the 31st, but like it's so good that I will watch it again.
So you're watching it tonight or tomorrow?
That's all I have time for.
All right.
But it's a good movie.
It is.
I will say my final thing, it'll be a shout out to Glenn Shaddix, who played Otho.
Oh yeah.
Such we talk about how little screen time Keaton had. Otho had less, and he also made an impact. So I think it's worth saying. Like that just like it speaks to like the specificity of these characters. He's like this like New York art snob that also has like experience with the occult and is an interior designer. And it's that wonderful like collage of experiences that like I feel like you don't get in characters all the time.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to shout out is the sandworms. I didn't get a chance to share this yet with our monster discussion, but they were originally in the script just brown sandworms like Dune, and it was the Tim Burton and the design folks behind this that decided to make them black and white stripes with blue lips and just weird like that. And I think that's great.
Great decision.
Yeah. Let's move on to our final segment of the podcast, our What the Fandom segment, in which we each share 1 to 2 things that we are just currently into at the moment that may or may not have anything to do with Beetlejuice or monsters at all. Just something that we're digging. Rashawn, since you are the guest, we always let our guests go last because it's usually the part of the podcast that Khalid or I will forget to tell our guests about. So we'll let you have a moment to think. But Khalid, what the fandom with you this week?
Thanks for asking, Joe. My What the Fandom this week is going to be the 4th studio album from rap artist Rhapsody. It's called Please Don't Cry. It came out in May, but I'm just getting around to listening to it today. And man, it made for such an amazing drive. Like just felt like the soundtrack to my drive in like the best way possible. She's just such a great lyricist. I've been following her work for years now, and like everybody from like Kendrick Lamar to like Tyler the Creator, all the folks like just love her. Like she's co-signed by the hip hop folks, and man, like if you're just looking for like a really like powerful lyrics forward storytelling artist, and you're just like you've got your faves and you're looking for someone new to add to the rotation, I would really recommend checking out the album Please Don't Cry. It's really powerful. I'm excited to dive back into it myself again, but yeah, that'll be my What the Fandom this week. Joe, what the fandom with you?
Thanks for asking, Khalid. During October, I keep saying I'm starting October. I watch scary stuff all the time and do scary things all the time. I got a book though from the library, a spooky book that I was really excited to read during this month called The Toll by Cherie Priest. And I just finished it a couple days ago, and I wanted to shout that out for my fandom. It was pretty good. I for some reason have found myself in terms of like book and literary horror drawn to like women and people of color authors like taking ideas that were designed from Lovecraft and just reimagining them in like new ways. And I've been kind of like taking that cosmic horror and like putting like just non-straight white male academics into those perspectives and like seeing what like kind of creative things they can come up with. And I've been really enjoying that vibe. But one of the subsections of that vibe I found is like, for some reason, Appalachian like cosmic horror, like scary, dreadful, like unknowable things from like the southeastern United States Appalachian area. And The Toll takes place in like the swamps of Georgia, where there's like a mysterious bridge that reappears every 13 years that leads on its way to a small town. And whenever someone goes over it, something is claimed or something is taken away from this reality by like sort of like an otherworldly entity that wants to kind of fuck with us basically for whatever amusement it has. And so we follow the characters of the nearby town who know about this and are being like, do we have to live with this or can we fight back? And then a person who is traveling through who lost a significant other to the toll. And there's just a whole lot of weird stuff involved. There's like witchcraft, there's mannequins that move, there's talking like dolls, all sorts of strange stuff, but also just like unknowable otherworldly entities that I love that stuff. And it was a blast. It fit in. I've recommended this podcast before, books by T. Kingfisher, who've written like books like The Twisted Ones and Hollow Places that I've loved. If you like those books, you would really enjoy The Toll. So that's my recommendation. I know it's going to be past spooky season when people listen to this, but I think spooky season's all year round. So check out The Toll. And Rashawn, what the fandom with you?
Well, I don't know if this is as spooky or as transcendental as both of your recommendations are, but I have been deep into watching Veep. I've seen it several times, but this time is especially special just because of the political climate and just falling in love with Julie Louis-Dreyfus, as I was never a Seinfeld person. I don't think I've seen a full episode of Seinfeld, but like I'm enraptured by her performance as Selena Myers. She is just the subtlety of her performance and the intensity and the humanity and the fantastical that's all wrapped up in it. It's something I could study. I would study a masterclass of her performance. So if you're interested in really deep political comedy and, between this and I think Scandal, I think this is how the government is actually run. If the Venn diagram of these two things I think that is truly America. I would say get into it this season and vote Harris.
Cool. Great rec.
Thank you.
I like it.
I'm a big Iannucci fan. Have you seen Avenue 5?
Oh, yes. I loved Avenue 5.
I won't say much, but the airlock sequence in a post-COVID world was too much.
I'm sad that I hope that we get another season of it, but I doubt.
The haters won't allow it.
Ugh.
Damn haters.
Light it up in the Reddit, guys.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Like, subscribe.
Bring back Avenue 5. Comment below.
Hashtag.
Joe, this is officially an Avenue 5 fan cast now. So
I'm fine with that.
Go.
I'm fine with
Josh
that.
Gad's best stuff. Frozen sucked. Avenue 5.
Wow. All right. There you have it. Official stance. This was super fun. Rashawn, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We appreciate everything you brought to the podcast and really enjoyed having you on. So thank you so much.
Thank you both for having me. It was a wonderful way to spend the time.
Truly a delight. I echo everything Joe said and more. I really appreciate it. It's been so great talking with you, Rashawn. And for all the listeners at home, this is the point where I remind you that we have a Patreon that you guys should go and check out. We have a bunch of really awesome patrons over there, and it's tiered in terms of what you can pay to go there. We've got extra episodes. We just recorded 2 more that are really cool and will be coming out soon, if not out already.
We just dropped one about why we both love the Twisted Metal TV show. So
if you want to check out, I know you're dying to hear what I think of the Twisted Metal series, y'all. So please go to the Patreon.
And I listen to it.
Yeah, check it out, Frankenbits. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just going to give Rashawn a chance to jump in if she wanted to plug anything of hers before we sign out.
Do yourself a favor and listen to one of the best podcasts in the world, Mystery County Monster Hunters Club, if you're interested. Also, check me out on Instagram and Twitter and all the spaces at Rashawn Scott. I'll post the things I'm doing. Check it out.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you again, Rashawn, and thank you everybody at home or in the car, wherever you're listening to this. It's always a pleasure to have these discussions. And until next time, creep it easy.